Hello, fellow unravelers, and welcome to Unravel, a space for reflecting on unraveling from mind/ego, integrating shadow, and cultivating deeper self-awareness. So if you are new to the space, welcome, welcome here. And if you've been hanging with me for a little bit, welcome back. Yes, it's been a minute since the last video, with full intention, of course, and that might be explained in the video, but for now I just wanted to welcome everyone and just want to get on with it, really. Which is actually before we start, I will say this is timeless, so whenever you come across this video, if the title is calling to you, then there might be something of value here for you. But let's arrive together. I'm just going to invite everyone to pause and just slow down, take some deep breaths, and that can look whichever way for you. I guess what is needing to be said is tune into what your own requirements are right now, whether that's on a physical bodily level, which includes the mind, of course, or just needing more space in general, to be able to connect to self. So just slowing down, not necessarily fixing your breath. It's just a moment to notice and witness what is current, like what is in the now. What are you witnessing right now, without necessarily needing to fix it, because we can, and we do, operate from the space of. We operate from a space of detachment, but not detachment in a how does this want to be said? Not in a way that's tuned in, because when we're speaking to non-duality or non-dual conversation or ideas, we're speaking to detaching from the ideas and the thoughts and the attachment to things. But what I'm speaking to right now is detach. We walk through life detached from the now, I guess is the best way to put it. So for example, if you're going through a situation and there's like things going on physically or things going on mentally, we have this we do this thing where we just completely detach and ignore what the body's trying to tell us, if that makes sense. I don't want to go into too much detail about that because it's not coming through as very clear, but perhaps as we go along that'll be explained a little bit better. So this is the basis of somatics, is tuning into like embodied awareness, I guess. All right, so if you'd like to take some deep breaths with me, feel free to do so. Obviously the invitation's there to breathe on your own and tune into what feels good for you right now. And this is what I mean about being present with everything. There's a sensation of needing more support for the back, and I should really have a little cushion here, which I don't. But I'm just gonna sit back and just feel into the back of the body. So as you take in these deep breaths, try to work out, or not work out, I don't know, I'm not sure why they came out like that. Try to work out what, maybe there's an energy of people trying to analyze things at the moment, but that might become a bit more clear later on. Yeah, just witnessing anything that's being sensed right now. So whether that is within the physical body, whether that are thoughts that are coming into the mind, just witness them, see them. Don't necessarily fix them, but just see them and become aware of it. And if it feels good to, just breathe into it. And with every exhalation, just releasing and softening in the body a little bit more. So obviously you can what is wanting to be said right now? Just softening with the attention. I don't know if this is going to make any sense to anybody, but this is just what's being witnessed right now. So softening into more self-attention, as in like let go, like surrender, and trust that everything is going to be working out the way. Maybe this is what this is, because it's coming in again. Ugh. Maybe everything will work out the way it's meant to, because it's gonna happen anyway. All right. So if you are in a position where you've watched the previous videos and you know what this is about, this feels a bit different. This whole somatic process of witnessing, it's like being, how does this want to be expressed? Like the eyes are open, which is not usually how these sessions go. Sometimes the eyes are open, but it's interesting that the eyes are open right now, and there's just presencing whatever is felt with open eyes. Whereas normally sometimes I just like to not tune out, but just shut the eyes to shut off some of the senses. But there's something about the eyes being open, and I'm seeing the word unraveling. So this might be a message about things becoming clearer. Unravel. Oh my goodness. How does this want to be said? Like the veil, I'm hearing the veil's being lifted. Clarity is being... There's something about noise, because I'm hearing a lot of noise outside as well. So more clarity within the noise. Seeing with your eyes open, like things, and I'm seeing a vision of like a woolly cap being unraveled, which is funny. You know, like those beanies, but the wool is actually being unraveled. There's something about energy being unraveled, and this has been prevalent for a little while now. But for some reason, whenever you're seeing this video, there's something about becoming clearer in the midst of the noise, like seeing through the noise. So I'm just going to move away from that, because it is distracting, but we've just witnessed that anyway. So I'm just going to tune into which card decks to use to just dive into this a little deeper. Interesting. Alright, if you can hear that noise, I do apologize for that. So, you know, be mindful of noise around you. And as I say that, the right ear is itching. Which is the right hand side, so that's the masculine side. So a lot of noise coming from masculine energy, and whenever I speak to energies in terms of masculine, feminine, it's just the concept of masculine, feminine energy. It's irrespective of gender. This is about authority, and that's what was kind of wanting to be spoken to before, is wherever this noise is coming from, it is from masculine energies. So like authoritative energies, or some type of authoritative figures, energies, people. It's irrespective of male, female, what have you. And I didn't even shuffle the deck yet, so, well, not properly anyway. Getting a sense of like falling over feet, like tripping over. Maybe tripping over words. Well, now, whoa. I'm kind of blown away. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Okay, I'll show you the cards and then I'll tell you what I mean. Again, tell you what I mean. So the cards that have come out is Scorpio, Investigate, Mars, Motion, Ninth House, Exploration. Bottom of the deck, we've got Fourth House, Home. The reason that the mind is like right now is, yes, I did say that this was going to be timeless, but the cards are here, so I'm going to just bring it up so that whoever's actually watching this at the time of these planetary alignments, these might make sense. But again, whenever you see, whenever you come across this, there's a message for you in here, because sometimes as a collective, we come across, we go through the same experiences, but it might be at a different time, at a different point in our life. So even if these planetary alignments are not prevalent in your life, like whenever you watch this or read this, or I should have actually said that in the beginning, but I didn't. So whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, you're listening to this on the podcast, or reading the notes on Substack, whenever you come across this, there's something here. There's something here because we've currently just had a full moon in Scorpio. Today's Friday. We had that on Monday. And why it's so relevant is because when there were two videos that were recorded. One of them was to expand or tune into the energies of the week. So from the 12th of May till the 18th of May. And the other one was about the full moon in Scorpio. And I said not that long ago that I didn't want to publish them because they were subjected to time. But now these cards are coming out, and I guess because it's, we're operating from the now, but anyway. And in the videos, Mars came out strong. I almost feel like I should unpublish the videos so you can see what I mean. So if you do want to have a look, if this is relevant and it's like you want more, let me know and I will unpublish them or share them in another way, email them, I don't know, just let me know. In the videos, for some reason, Mars in Aries kept wanting to be said, and it was said multiple times. However, there's actually Mars in Leo, and they're both fire signs, so the energy was highly fiery. I don't know. I'm just it's thrown me for a little bit of a loop, actually. Like the fact that it's like bang on. We were talking about Scorpio, and this has been a theme. There's even I'm working on currently sharing on Substack the video, the first video of this year, which was about ego death, which is not that, which is Scorpio, right? Death, rebirth, Pluto being deeply involved there. So whew, just taking a pause here. How is this relevant to whoever's watching now? How is this relevant? Scorpio is about mystery and the hidden, the deeper layers of the subconscious. If you're familiar with, or you're coming from a understanding of working with the mind, right? So we're looking at the deeper layers, like what's not being seen. You're looking at things that are mysterious, that are not necessarily I don't know why I'm hearing open for the public to see. It's about the hidden depths, like I'm hearing unraveling the gooiness, like I don't know why I'm having trouble actually verbalizing this, because it's not necessarily something that can be verbalized. So whenever you're coming across this video, this might be the undercurrent of, and it is the undercurrent. It's like this thread, this deep thread that's being explored. Ninth house. This is something that's needing to be integrated. Because we are in a time right now, right in this minute, working through Mars and Leo. But the fact that Mars is showing up here is a reflection on what needs to be let go of before action can be taken. Just in the position that I've placed it. And again, that's coming back to the Scorpio energy. What are you not seeing? What is not being seen that needs to be released? And allowing yourself the energy. Why was that said? Because time was going to be spoken, like the word time. Like give yourself the time, but give yourself the energy was said. To really sit with this and integrate. So that might be telling of whatever this is, it needs to happen. It needs to be sat with. It needs to be explored. You need to give it the energy it deserves. Not the time, the concept of time, because this is where we can get really tricky. The ego can get really tricky and start making excuses and not wanting to deal with things. There's like this energy of it needing to be really assessed. Was that not said at the start? I'm just looking at the note I wrote about noise coming from authority. And it might not even be an authority figure. It might just be a perception of authority. Or, you know, if you're relating it, say this relates to people in your life, someone who might come across as a person or form who knows you. There might be this perception that they know more than you, which is laughable, but and I laugh with full respect. The reason is because we don't know shit. Truly, we don't know anything. We think we know, but we know nothing. Yeah, I feel like I did say something about being assessed, working out. That's what I said, right? Working out, assessing what is not necessarily seen. There might be a sense of it because Scorpio is there's an understanding that it is an intuitive sign because the element working with Scorpio is water, and water is this free-flowing, intuitive type of energy. So maybe there's a sense, and there may even be like this buildup of energy. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this because whatever's been spoken to is just been spoken to in the present moment, but the videos, oh yes, I think I did. The videos that were recorded, there was strong fire energy, and it was felt like there was even some somatic practices in there to like shift it. It was that heavy. So I feel like that's why the word energy came out instead of time. Is like you're gonna need to sit in this. You're gonna need to allow it to flow through you. And the only way we can do that is by being with it. So fourth house, I feel, is also relevant. This is talking about home, everything to do with home. So this could well be whatever, like your home, friends, family, whatever's close to you. I'm hearing the song Talking to the Moon, but it might be because I'm literally looking at the moon in this card. But the number 4 was mentioned as well in the videos I didn't publish. So the number 4 is relevant for some reason. Perhaps something about April. Or the number 4 might just be, yeah, there's a lot of 4s actually. 22 reduced as 4. You've got 4s here on these cards. The numbers and the 4. Also got double 4 here, reduced to 8. Okay, I don't know why this deck was pulling to me, but let's see what happens. Let me know if this is making sense to you, to anybody. So, you know, when we think about investigating or exploring, let's call it shadow work, whatever's not being seen. Whenever we're in that space of exploration, where was that going? Oh, this is the second time this has been mentioned. This was mentioned in the other videos as well. So it's just coming through again. Whatever is needing to be explored cannot be explored with the mind. This needs to be dealt with in the present moment whenever it comes up, which is not always fun, right? Like, sometimes these moments will come at random times and you're like, why am I feeling this way? Why am I yelling at my kid? Like, there's no reason for that to happen. This is like Mars energy, right? Like really fired up. Or passion. Like very passionate, activated energy. So there's a need to just sit with that. And what's coming in right now is like, say if this is about like a work project or a collaboration, or not necessarily I'm mentioning collaboration because of the previous read, but we'll see if that comes through the cards. If it's a work project, passion project, you know, something that you've been working on that is really activating you, there is a need to pause with this. And I don't mean like literally pause, is really investigate those things that are this may be an energy of stubbornness for something, like something that is not being let go of, whether this is an idea, some type of concept, even a belief system. There's this like stubborn, steadfast energy with this. Like maybe a loop in the mind about something that's either there's complete unawareness or lack of awareness, because I don't think unawareness is a word. Either there's complete lack of awareness or denial. Denial. I don't know why I said it like that. Doesn't really matter. I'm not here to analyze how things are being said necessarily. Alright, give me a card. Oh my god. Come on. Oh. Alright, so 3 cards fell out. The one right at the top was take the next step. And this is very much Mars energy. It's about moving forward, taking action. Then there were 2 that came out in the resistance position, and that was growing community and be enchanted. So, I mean, I don't usually read oracles upside down, but there's a significance with it because they were face down. This was right on top. So we're like, because we're speaking to Mars energy, taking action, taking a pause before that action is taken, really assessing things. The fact that that's on top of this and that is in the reverse, there's significance there because it's talking about growing community and be enchanted. I might read the book on that one because I don't use this deck very often. What was that? And soul connection was also part of that. Well, it was sticking out of the deck, so I just pulled it. So, you know, this could be to do with relationships. And again, just mentioning planetary alignments because Mars is in Leo. Leo being a very heart-led sign, it could be about your connections, your relationships. But whether that be business or family. Yeah, I was reading Be Enchanted. Be enchanted. At times we need to lift our heads and hearts up from our worries, our daily routines, and the stories we've been telling ourselves about the world. Take a break. Breathe deeply and look around you. Really notice what is happening to and for you. Feel into the magic of life and all the offerings the universe created just for you. See how everything you come into contact with is connected to the divine. Look beyond what you think is your reality to the infinite realms that exist, which play and create for your pure delight. So there's a couple of different things going on here, but I feel based on that description, what it's speaking to is anything that's wanting to be created right now. There is nothing wrong with giving some things space, as in being with what is wanting to be created from space, because you're not the one creating it. You know, we like to think, or we've been programmed to think, that we, the person, the form, this experience, this identity, this ego, are the ones creating it. It's coming from grace. It's coming from God, from consciousness. So perhaps this is a need to address the fact that sometimes ideas can be let go of, and that's okay. If it's not aligning, it's okay to let go of it. So whether this is what the stubbornness is about, you know, holding on to ideas so tightly, that we're not giving it room to actually grow. Because sometimes we'll have, oh man, I'm telling you, this is so similar to the other reads. It's there's because it's collective, I'm just going to speak to different things, but not everything needs to be rushed, right? We can pause, we can slow down. That's where the magic happens. When we give things time to like percolate and unfold in a very natural, organic way. Because this, I don't know if I said this a few minutes ago, but because sometimes thoughts are witnessed and they're not spoken to, there's something about readiness. And not that, you know, there's something that's not ready. It's just give it the space. So again, in reference to the other videos, there was this energy of confusion. So if that is what you're sensing right now, or what you're feeling, this energy of confusion, as in not knowing whether you should move forward with something, give it the space it requires. I think in general, we should give things space, as in not responding or reacting immediately. There is a deep power to just pausing. And you know, maybe this is about connections, relationships. It might not necessarily be, as I said, Mars can represent either action with, you know, whatever you could, how does this want to be said? It could be in regards to relationships, taking action with something that is of a passionate nature in terms of relationships, or passionate nature in terms of work and creativity. Fire energy, strong fire energy. So this could be about community. This could be about soul connections, whether that is friendships, whether that is family, whether that is, you know, people in your business environment, collaborations and such. Again, just tuning into the body, and there's something about support, because this is the second time it's being felt. There is support, but perhaps for some, whatever it is that you're dealing with, there's more support is required. What else? Let's get some. Which one do we want to use? I don't know why I'm looking at that one. That's Oracle, but I will pull from that. Okay. Yeah, be very mindful of where you are placing your energy and attention right now. Again, coming back to the noise. And I'm also just feeling the hair being tugged. So that's tugging of energy. All right, let's see. A card for Scorpio, Mars, and 9th house. Please. Yeah. There's a there's an energy of overwhelm here too. Okay. And this card has come up again. This has been in the last readings that have not been posted. The Lover's card, and guess So that's Gemini, the twins. So, you know, relationships, contracts, not contracts, sorry, relationships, connections, decisions. Yeah, so that's bottom of the deck energy. So decisions that need to be made, decisions that there's this dual energy here of what needs, again, man, I'm telling you, this is driving me nuts actually, because it is so similar. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Wands underneath Scorpio. So there, yeah, an energy of being overworked, of being exhausted. Also wanting to protect whatever this is. Like just seeing that locking yourself in a space so that no one else either disturbs, or say, for example, because this is just an interpretation of this deck, but usually 9 of Wands is, you know, protecting your energy, protecting your projects. So in a workplace environment, like say for example you're working on a project, you are holding on to that shit for dear life, like you are not talking about it, you are protecting your what's that phrase, body of work, or that wasn't the intellectual property. There's this protection energy of whatever this is. But at the same time, while doing that, you may be in a space of burning yourself out. So there's just a need to be very aware of that happening, whether that is mentally draining yourself, physically being exhausted, and just needing, this is why there needs to be a pause, perhaps. And it's never like, I don't know why slowing down isn't encouraged more. It's like this thing that is seen to be like weak or bad, or, you know, that type of non-dual conversation, dual conversations about what slowness is. Just this morning, actually, I was on a walk, and I see the same people every time I walk, and there were these older couples, and one lady said, because their dogs tend to stop and wait for people, and she's like, oh, we're slow. And I almost said to her, but I didn't want to shout across because we were like going in 2 different directions, that, you know, slowness is a good thing. Taking your time is a good thing. We just have been conditioned to think that doing things in our stride and taking our time and giving ideas and giving decisions space is a bad thing. And obviously there's no such thing as good or bad in the world of non-duality, but there's this perception that slowing down is not productive. And this is where the feminine energy comes in. This is what I talk about when I talk about feminine energy, is allow that voice to be heard. And I'm speaking metaphorically here, is allow the slowness, allow the slowing down, allow that feminine energy to come through, of nurturing ideas instead of, you know, going full steam ahead in that masculine way. Under Mars, we have 8 of Swords. So again, we're boxing ourselves. This is self-inflicted anxiety, self-inflicted overwhelm. And, you know, in the picture, I feel like she depicts it so well, is we've got this blindfold on and there's a freaking trapdoor. So this is all self-imposed conflict within the mind. I shouldn't say self-imposed. When I say self-imposed, I should say mind-imposed, because self is a completely different word to me. It means something different. Yes, I'm getting like panic room vibes, you know, like when most people are in a situation where entrapment is perceived. There's so much things going on, like the body starts, if we're not able to manage our emotions, or we're not used to, I'm hearing the words disciplining ourselves, from, I'm trying to speak to nervous system regulation. When we cannot regulate ourselves, then the body will start doing all these things, like the mind will start grabbing at straws. And it's just like, I mean, I don't know why there's this reference about movies, like when you see it in the movies, but this is a real life thing. When you pause, when you slow down and you take deep breaths, then you can calmly move forward. But if we're and then investigate, so like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna, all right, I'm trapped in this situation, let's just take some deep breaths, or do whatever it is that you do to regulate yourself. And then, start feeling around. Oh shit, I've got a fucking blindfold on, let's take that off. Whoa, there's a fucking door. Or, oh, let's just feel across this room, I'm feeling super calm. Oh, there's a door. You get the gist of what I'm trying to say. It's just like when we're in that tenseness, and it's under Mars for a reason. When we're in that tenseness, we don't see, there's no other way for grace to operate, because we're in full-blown ego. We're in full-blown ego. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like there's this clash. Under ninth house, we've got the Magician and we've got the King of Swords in reverse. My friends, this is fascinating, because both of these figures, and this is both of these figures, when in the reverse, encapsulate deception, manipulation, people taking advantage of a situation. Why under explore? Exploration. This is possibly referring to either, things will come out into the open. Things will, as you're giving yourself space and time, quote unquote time. Did I not say that at the beginning? Things are going to be revealed. Clarity will, I feel like that was said at the start. There's something about things being revealed. When you are in a space of exploring presence, when you are in a space of surrender, like you won't have to actually do shit, because things will just unravel on its own. The energies that are not in alignment with grace, they will naturally be, I'm hearing, exposed. And in a big way, this may be in relation to two types of energies, two transforms two situations, or just a reiterance, as in potency, of how deep this actually goes. But in, whoa, okay, I'm just going to flip the cards up. Can you see the swords on the front there? Sword of Truth. And I feel like I did say at the start, like tripping over words. And it's interesting, both these characters are sitting at a desk. Maybe authority figures. We had that 10th house card come up. There was something else. All this could well be internal battles, right? Swords energy, air energy, internal mental battles, and, you know, going through this process of exploration, or just even just being with whatever energy is felt right now. That's going to be highlighted. Whatever these things are that are, let's say, blocking you, because that's the term that a lot of people use to understand what I'm trying to say. It's mindsets, it's beliefs that need to be, that need awareness, that need to be brought to the surface. Scorpio energy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I don't know why this deck was staring at me, but let's see what the go is here. And I think we'll finish off with that, because this is pretty clear. I mean, this is like the third frigging reading, and that's the third one, and the fourth being the 2025 read / episode 1, which is how I'm going to be titling these videos now. So this should be technically episode 2, but if those other 2 are published, if people want them published, then obviously that'll change. Ooh, listen to that shuffle. I'm not a fan of ASMR, but man, when they clappity clap like that. And for some reason I'm hearing that song, clappity clap, don't talk back. But I'm getting it from the movie Junior. I don't know why. that's coming into the mind right now. Take out the paper and the trash. Ooh, take out the paper and the trash. I don't know the rest of the words. I might have to write that down. But yeah, I'm getting it from that movie. Is it Junior? No, sorry, it's not Junior. What is the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and is it Kindergarten Cop? Where he's a cop and he goes undercover. I think it's Kindergarten Cop. I'll put this in the show in the notes, in the show notes. If you're listening to this on the podcast, this is in the show notes. Yes, Kindergarten Cop. I don't even know who sings that song. Take out the paper. That's hilarious. I don't know what relevance that has, but I don't know. Maybe that's making sense to someone. All right, let's see what's going on here. Take out the paper on the trash. Something about cash. Yakety yak. Don't talk back. Okay. Let's get one more. Ooh, star ancestors. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. again, I don't know why this deck is calling to me today. Whale and Orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound. Again, diving deep. So both these cards talk about diving deep. Okay? Diving deep. Share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. I'm not going to go through the cards, the deck. Oh my gosh. There's like this energy, and I think I said it at the start, there's this fumbling of words. So maybe if this, whatever, whoever and whatever and blah, 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 is not tripping over their feet, then is it tripping over the words? Frequency of sound. Well, she says, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Didn't I just say it? I was just singing that bloody song. Ooh, maybe there's a message in that song. So I'll put that in the description for you to have a look at if that resonates with anyone. And the deep part is at the end. Look at that. So diving deep, look a little deeper. Okay, I might before we close just quickly have a look in case something is relevant for this. I don't know why this deck was calling. Okay, I'm just going to read a paragraph here. You're being invited to step into your ancient knowingness, to be held by the rememberings of your star ancestors. Now, I don't align with these concepts, but this might resonate for some people. To look a little deeper, if you're feeling stuck, you're being called to do something different, to change your point of view. Creativity happens when we put together two things that don't belong, when we do the unexpected. So often a creative solution is right in front of us, but because we think the same thoughts and act the same way, we miss what is literally open. Okay, Whale and Orcas, let's read a bit of that. Let me know in the description, let me know in the comments if this is making any sense to anybody. Let's see. If you pull this card, you're being called to surrender to your deepest truth and share it with potency, to bow to who you truly are, to stretch your heart wide enough to hold it all, to leave your fears, doubts, and baggage at the door, to question any part of you that doesn't feel good enough. So, for some, and I'm looking down, and it says, allow the song that echoes in the 4 chambers of your heart to emanate in all 4 directions. So this number 4 is significant. I don't know why. What was being said before? What was being said before? For some this may be to do with the mental loops, like the mental programming that's going on in the mind. So really just being with it and sitting with it and allowing things to move through you, because nothing is permanent, everything is temporary, and this too shall pass. So if you are in this space right now, this too shall pass. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. If this resonated at all, feel free to, hit that like button or subscribe. The hope is to do this on a weekly basis, but again, whenever you see this or come across this, there's a message in there for you. Thank you so much for being here and hanging with me. And I will share this on the podcast, the audio version only. I want to be very conscious with the platform, so the audio version only will be available on the podcast. So if you're listening to this and you want to watch the video, then hop onto YouTube or Rumble. And if you are a reader, if you integrate information or integrate unraveling through the written word, quote unquote written word, because it's not written, it's on a screen, then hop onto the Substack space. Other than that, take a deep breath, my friends, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now. Mwah.